Okay, camera's rolling.
Thank you. What do you expect most from your teachers at the school, and what do you do to make sure that they progress towards those expectations?
The most I expect from my teachers here at Aldean Ninth Grade School to be student-centered. Keep the children in mind, keep their education in mind, teaching and learning, anything that is centered around the child. As I stated to you all earlier, the number one stakeholder here at Aldean Ninth Grade School is the student. So student-centeredness, that's what I expect from staff members here at Aldean Ninth Grade School, especially the teachers. So what do I do to make sure that's happening here at Aldean Ninth Grade School? I make sure that we have systems and processes that will allow that to happen. We have different types of programs in terms of instruction, extracurricular, making sure that we have research-based strategies and techniques that allow them to be student-centered. For example, we have an LE program here at Aldean Ninth Grade School, which is Layers of Excellence. We have, again, the Model Classroom Project that is centered around making sure the kids are actively engaged, student products being created. So again, student-centeredness. That's the key thing here at Aldean Ninth Grade School.
Great. So if a principal from another school asked, how do I change people who are stuck in a rut or who don't believe that our students can achieve? What practical advice could you offer that particular person?
First of all, validate them. A person has to be validated. Doesn't mean you have to agree. Just validate. But the key thing is that allow, especially in the field of education, allow the stakeholder to understand that the child is the number one stakeholder. It's about the children learning. It's about their future. It's about allowing them to be the best that they can be, producing the nation's best, empowering lifelong learners. And having the person to reflect. Remember when you was a child, what did you want from an adult? And again, also allow them to understand that if this was your child, would you offer them what you offer them at this moment? So it's having them to understand, to reflect, but also validate.
Thank you. So how do teachers at your school know whether or not they are meeting your expectations? And what happens if someone is not meeting your expectations?
A lot of communication. You know, I believe in communicating. That's verbally, also just providing them guidance. But again, communication, and communication comes in various forms here at Aldean Ninth Grade School. We have communication in terms of teacher talk, as I shared with you all earlier. You know, that's when I have a conversation with a teacher or a staff member that I feel that is not meeting expectations here at Aldean Ninth Grade School. Also, having that one-on-one, that open door policy that allows them to feel free to come and talk to me about concerns that they may have. So again, communication, and again, being passionate. Children will not be a failure under my watch, and I keep saying that. Those are not just words. That is my belief system. That is my commitment, and I want to make sure that we have things in place here at Aldean Ninth Grade School that's aligned with that particular philosophy.
Okay. So is it easy for people to become convinced that they are achieving as much as they can reasonably expected? How have you helped people you work with push towards more challenging goals?
Okay. Again, I'm going to go back to validation. You know, allow them to to have that creative thought. Allow them to be able to express themselves. Again, but also providing them the resources that is necessary to accomplish their goals. You know, I've shared with you all before, off tape, off
that video,
off the video here, that meeting a staff member's needs, things that they cannot work without. That is certain things that if you're a leader, and if you want to be a productive leader, an effective leader, you have to make sure that the needs of the people that you are serving are met. I am a servant leader. You know, for example, I will pick up a mop easily and mop that cafeteria in front of the students. I will cover a class if I need to. During collaboration, if a teacher is saying that I'm having problems with this particular subgroup, okay, give me their names and I will teach them. I have taught class as a principal. I have taught class as an assistant principal. I remember, I can reflect over my time when I was an assistant principal at Aldean Middle School. And the principal at that time who was leading me, he's now area superintendent. He said, Mr. Stewart, we're having problems with 25 students in the African American subgroup who have never passed a state assessment before. Never. They had never passed from grades 1 through 7. Had never passed a state assessment. I said, Mr. Davis, that's his name. I said, Mr. Davis, I said, I will teach those 25 kids for 9 weeks, and I guarantee you that 90% or better will meet the expectations. Out of those 25 students, only 23 did not meet the state expectation. So 23 for the first time met the expectation. So what I'm asking of a staff member, I am willing to do.
What data do you examine most regularly? Why? And what do you base upon your findings? What do you do based upon your findings?
Okay, I look at various data. I look at our building common assessments, which is weekly quizzes. I look at the district common assessments. I look at student scores from the previous school year, like TEL Pass or state assessments, in this case STAR. And I start making decisions. For example, we looked at students' STAR results from last school year, in the 8th grade year, and that's how we determine if a child will be placed in special remedial courses in math and reading. We have something called practical writing here, or reading lab here. We also have something called GPM, which is called grad prep mathematics, and we have a criteria that we've set here at Aldean 9th grade school. And if a child did not meet a particular criteria, they would have to be in that particular course as a supplement to the regular required state course. We also, again, look at our building common assessments. So if a child is not being successful on a building common assessment, then that's when we start requiring mandatory tutorials. Every Monday we have world geography. Every Tuesday we have English. Every Wednesday we have biology. And every Thursday is mathematics. So they're in mandatory tutorials. We also give a practice STAR EOC. It is campus developed by the teachers. We don't keep any secrets. They don't teach to the test. They teach the concepts. And if the child hasn't mastered the concept, then they will have to be in a 12-hour Saturday school program. So let's say that we give a practice STAR EOC for mathematics. If the child did not have a satisfactory score, that is 70 or higher, in our eyes, in the eyes of the staff members here at Aldean 9th grade school, if it's not 70 or higher, the child is required, mandated to attend a mandatory Saturday school program for 12 hours. And I'm pretty sure you all saw the credit recovery binder that was here, and they have a signed agreement. We meet with the parent signs the agreement, I'm going to sign the agreement, or one of the assistant principals, or one of the counselors. We meet with the parent, we talk about the attendance, we talk about the behavior, because all that is linked to if a child is being successful or not. And again, we don't apologize for holding the parent accountable for their child's education. It takes a village to raise a child. It takes a village to train a child. It takes a village to teach a child. So we don't apologize for calling the parent in, validating them, respecting them, honoring them, and allowing them to know that we're going to do what's best for your child. As I share with parents or staff members when I'm having a meeting about a student, and if the student is there, I always start the meeting this way. The number one person in this room is that child. Not Mr. Stewart, not the teacher, not the mother or father, that child. That child has the right to have a promising future. And who are we to hold that child back? So we're going to do whatever it takes to reach that child. And we will reach that child as long as Walter Stewart is building principal.